Good day to each and every one of us. It is really a great day because we are here to discuss another issue or trend that's been going around for now. Our very own Jose Rizal said himself that youth is the hope of this nation. But a documentary from London's Starbuck entitled War on Children says otherwise. For this day, we will be discussing some points that our team deemed important. First, let me introduce you to our resource speakers. We have Glazele Sebastian, Janea Joineri, and lastly, we have Isa and Video. Ms. Sebastian will be discussing how social media acts as a catalyst and how it steers the culture set by the older generation. Next is Ms. Nea Neri with the point of children exploitation, and the last one will be Ms. Isa with the last point in which she will be discussing the role of the current generation for the upcoming or younger ones. Once again, buckle up your seats as we start our symposium entitled Armoring the Current Generations to be the Shields of the Future Ones. May I now call Miss Lay in our podium for her speech.
Yes, thank you, Princess. Good morning to each and every one of us, to those who are listening in their home, and to those who are here with us now. It is truly an honor to stand here with you today and speak about social media as a catalyst. Social media, by definition, means websites and applications that enable users to create and share content or to participate in social networking. There are several platforms of social media that I'm pretty sure we all know of. Facebook and TikTok, for example. A catalyst, on the other hand, is a person or a thing that encourages or start an event. Therefore, social media as a catalyst talks about how social media act as an agent of change, whether positively or negatively. We are going to talk on how it affects the minds and the behavior of the people in this current generation. An article from Meltware exposes that users below 18 years old are 13.5% more active than those who are over 18 years old. A survey done by our team proved these findings, wherein most of the respondents who are using social media are ages 15 to 17. This means that social media really had a hold in this generation with its platforms. Now, how does social media affect these young minds? According to the survey we have done, there are two main negative effects noted, which are social media normalizes laziness and social media shortened attention span. On the other hand, the positive effect signified by the respondents is the easier and faster communication. But besides these personal effects, how can social media be a catalyst or an agent to promote change? TikTok surely is now one of the most used social media platforms when it comes to promoting and asking for help. On this platform, we can see several videos either helping a stray animal or helping people live a better life. This can be an example of where social media acted as a catalyst. Look at this video uploaded by Chris, or also known as Wildcat in TikTok, in which he initially uploaded a video of a man who's having difficulty navigating life financially. Through this video, he was able to ask for help and people were able to give a hand. The following videos uploaded by the same creator revolve around the improvement of the man's life while still benefiting the creator in a sense that he gains views and likes, which is paid by the app itself. It is not only him who has done this act of helping. There are also several content creators who had done such, and this is a perfect example of how social media acts like a catalyst. Moreover, these videos were being put as trend due to the joint efforts of viewers commenting random questions and several comments, mostly the word up, and make the video be deemed as relevant by the algorithm and be shown to more users of the platform. On the other hand, no matter how good social media can be a help when it comes to promoting awareness and helping people, it is also dangerous when it comes to the mental health of the users due to scams, misinformations, fake news, and false advertising. An example of this is the advertisement of whitening lotion that perceive darker skin tones as unattractive, which promote insecurities for Filipinos who naturally are morena. Moreover, when it comes to scams, there are several shops in online markets that uses different videos featuring other brands of items selling a different one, often fake. Example of these are those who are promoting mugwort clay mask using a video where the artist uses a brand scientific but puts other brand in the yellow baskets which is used in placing orders. A study from the impact of social media on children, an overview by Ahmad et al. Of 2018, shows the effects of social media on the minds of the youths. And most of the effects are negative, including child pornography, child sexual abuse and sexting, child grooming, identity theft, cyberbullying, narcissism, and behavioral disorder. Moreover, this is connected to the theory promoted by the Starbuck couple, which is their exposure in such ways that the mindset of this youth are mostly affected by what they see on social media, which includes how they act, dress, talk, and see things right now. On exhibit shows how different the same age group dresses a decade ago and how they dresses now. We can now see how students perceive clothes that shows most of their skins a normal clothes for a 10-year-old human being. We can now see how social media can be a catalyst both in negative and positive ways. It is now our task to be knowledgeable enough to check what we believe and what we should not. The information we post in the internet can be accessed, watched, can help, and can potentially harm anyone. So be aware and be more careful of the things we put on the internet, specifically on social media.
Thank you, Mom, and also to anyone around here. Hello. Miss Sebastian's point really stirs a thing in me knowing that I will be talking with you about the dangers of social media in our children. Aside from the dangers of media discussed by our former speaker, one of the biggest dangers of media to be found or listed is online exploitation. Mostly sexual exploitation or harassment. According to Philippine Star by the year 2022, there are approximately 2 million Filipino children were subjected in online sexual exploitation and it has been growing since then. Additionally, Philippines is considered hotspot of children exploitation according to ANC media. A video of an experiment uploaded by Park, which I will show later, showed how dangerous social media is for kids and that letting them use a phone unmonitored will expose them to several dangers. For us to fully understand the following points that I will be discussing, let us first watch this video.
I never thought I would be chasing child predators. It was 2 years ago when our team intercepted conversations between a 12-year-old girl and a 40-year-old pedophile. He wasn't just talking to her, he was abusing her, coercing her, collecting images and videos, and no one in her life, her parents, sixth grade teacher, or friends, knew what was happening. I have a sixth grader of my own. I have 3 kids, actually, but you don't have to be a parent to be devastated by this. I work for a tech company that uses artificial intelligence to detect issues like grooming and sexual predation, and this is something we see constantly. These abuses are occurring quietly and mostly go unreported, and we want parents to know exactly what we know about what happens online. So we made a plan.
A man has been arrested for allegedly raping a 15-year-old that he met over Snapchat.
Instagram has become the #1 social media site.
At the top of the free download.
We've also seen firsthand the predatory symbiotic relationship that exists between Instagram and Snapchat.
We would create a fictitious 15-year-old girl, complete with a believable social media identity, put her online, and document how long it would take for a predator to approach her. But creating a person out of thin air is complicated. We needed photos, but we knew we couldn't use an actual teenager. It would have to be someone on our team. I'm 37, but our graphic designers assured me that with the wonders of photo manipulation, they could magically make me look over 2 decades younger. We bought clothes and accessories, studied body language and facial expressions. We methodically covered and edited signs of aging, wrinkles, weight shifts, and stretch marks. Meanwhile, we coordinated with federal, state, and local law enforcement. Then we built a story around her, a history, a family, a social circle. Libby was born in 2004 and is a sophomore who recently moved to Indiana. We created multiple online accounts for Libby, prominently displayed her age, and posted typical teen content. We even created virtual friends for Libby who would comment on her posts. With everything in place, we would launch the project, give it a few months, and see if anyone would buy it. So we hit the button, and Libby went live. Within the first hour of posting on Libby's accounts, 7 adult men contacted her. By the end of 9 days, that number was 92. The conversations ranged in severity from making sexual comments to sharing and requesting explicit photos and videos to manipulation and threats. The onslaught was so massive, it took 5 of us playing Libby full-time to keep up. We decided to move off-site where we could scale up the operation and gather as much information and evidence as possible. Since Libby is 15, men might try to falsely justify their actions towards her because of her proximity to adulthood. Would parents question, where's the bar? Would a 13-year-old face the same barrage of predators? A 12-year-old? How young could it possibly go? The graphics team transformed me into 11-year-old Bailey. Bailey is afraid of the dark. She hasn't had her first crush yet. She's still prepubescent. A parent might assume Bailey would be insulated from any sort of predatory attack. We launched our 11-year-old persona online.
444 and go.
One like from a guy whose profile photo is a penis.
So
let's say
1 minute and 7 seconds. We have a message request.
Although sorry, 2 more requests just came in. How much time? A minute and 40 seconds?
Yeah.
How
old are you? You go to the profile, you know that is a child. It also says in the profile that the child is in 6th grade.
Another one.
It's just lighting up, like the inbox is just boom, 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 boom.
An incoming video call in less than 5 minutes.
I can't see you. Don't be shy.
They all say don't be shy.
Few parents know just how dangerous these platforms are for so many kids, so we brought some on site so they could see for themselves. 11-year-old Bailey's persona was approached with an even more disturbing level of manipulation and requests. While While the majority of the abuse happened from a distance, our child profiles also received requests to meet up in person, especially our 15-year-old persona. 28-year-old Keith was relentless. Like the others, he took no issue with Libby's age. He shared explicit videos of himself. He treated the virginity of an underage girl as a prize to be stolen. It was a tough decision, but if Keith wanted to meet Libby in person, we would let him. We synced up with our law enforcement contacts, and within 24 hours, we were on the ground and ready to meet. We already had evidence of what he had done online, but was he willing to carry things out in real life? We knew 37-year-old me attempting to pass for 15-year-old Libby would be a challenge. But I would wear a hat, a lot of makeup, and a big sweatshirt, and see if he showed up.
Oh, hi. Good, how are you? Nice to meet you too. Hey.
How you doing?
Good.
Okay. Is it what you expected?
Well, yeah.
Are you going upstairs?
Wait, so do you want to go for a walk first?
Okay. What's wrong? Why you're not trying to rush upstairs?
What was that?
Why you're not trying to rush upstairs?
I don't know, I'm a little nervous.
Now let's go upstairs then. Don't be nervous.
I've never done anything like this before, so I'm a little nervous.
It's the first for everything.
Yeah.
Don't be. I'm not going to rush you. We can just go upstairs and talk.
Okay. Have you
Promise
ever...
you wouldn't be shy.
Are you okay with me being 15?
I've never done it. But it's okay. I like to gentle, make you comfortable. I don't want to just get all the feeling and just, you know what I'm saying?
Are you hungry?
Stop trying to dodge it. Let's go upstairs.
Cyber tips coming in from the National Center for Missing and Exploited.
Bark turns over these potential child predators to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Using the app has led to arrests like this one in Florida last year.
The brutal reality is that a predator doesn't have to be in the same room, building, or even country to abuse a child. Libby and Bailey may not be real, but they represent countless children who are being sexually and psychologically abused, both online and in real life. I think about how I would have felt as a young, impressionable child. I would have kept the abuses to myself for fear of being shamed and blamed. I would have suffered with it, secretly and quietly.
Hi, Mama.
Hi, did you have a good day?
Yeah. Mama?
Yeah.
I was wondering, so in 2 more days you're gonna come back?
That's right.
Okay. I love you.
I love you too.
Our work has led to numerous arrests, but it's a drop in the bucket. Our work, nor the work of law enforcement or legislation, will ever be able to protect children as well as engaged parents and guardians can. When asked, my advice for parents is to talk to your kids early and often, know what apps they're using and with whom they're communicating. When facing crisis, kids need a soft place to land. Make sure they know they can come to you for help.
As seen in the video, pedophiles do not choose no matter how young their victims are. It actually gives them joy to just see a photo of a kid on the social media even if it looked nicely and wholesomely. The video showed us how dangerous social media is for kids who are naive and innocent. Not only does social media collect their innocence, but can also ruin their life. This minor interaction with these people will affect their mind in ways that will alter their sense of being. This interaction can develop circumstances where self-worth and self-respect is involved. The experiment highlights how without proper supervision, young children can quickly become targets of online predators, grooming, and psychological abuse. The video served as a powerful message to parents and guardians about the importance of monitoring their children's online activities and educating them about internet safety. It also sheds light on the work of organizations like BART, which provides services to help protect children's digital lives by monitoring social media for potential dangers. This video is not just an eye-opener for parents, but also a call to action for social media platforms to strengthen their safety measures and for law enforcement to be vigilant in protecting children from online harm. It is a reminder that while social media can be a place of connection and enjoyment, it can also be a playground for harmful activities if not navigated carefully.
Okay, so thank you, Chair. And when I was first contacted to deliver my speech and share my thoughts about this topic, I was struck because I thought that this will only be focusing on the ways that we can armor the current generation to be a guide or to be a warrior of the future or for the future generation. But I was actually amazed with how deep this actually goes through. And thank you to the two former speakers who provided us with wider concept on how dangerous the social media really is, and thank you for also giving me the eagerness to be more indulged in this topic. So social media can really be or is a real good agent of change when used good, um, in which it can only be also rather it can also be a good distractor when used badly. So some of us may have the question in mind in which or a question in mind maybe lingers in everyone who is listening, in which how can I create the change or how can I promote change when I'm alone? And please be aware that if anyone or everyone listening to this symposium or anyone listening to this or watching this is thinking the same, that means that you are actually not alone, or you have someone who thinks or who wants to create change with you. And please be or please keep in mind that even the smallest ripple can create change. The smallest thing rather even the smallest thing can create a ripple or can disturb rather a big body of water and create waves through its ripple. So take that analogy as when you throw a coin in an ocean and it creates a ripple, or it disturbs the surface, and it actually or the disturbance in the surface spreads around the area. That means that even the smallest thing that we can do can affect a whole surface or a whole concept of thing. So we are now going to move to my actual topic in this symposium, which is the ways that you can armor yourself to be able to be the help or to help the further or the future generation. So there are several ways to armor yourself right now, and the first one is to find yourself from some trusted sources, in which you have to find sources that validates their data or validates their truth before uploading it on the social media for further mass consumption, and not only those sources that are only uploading or uploading or spreading spreading news or something for online engagement. Unfollow those pages that can't do you any good because they will only affect the facts that you are spreading. An example of these trusted sources are Philstar, Philippine Inquirer, the Official Gazette, and etc. or the news pages that have actual credibility, and they earned credibility throughout the years, and learn who to trust and who to doubt, especially when it comes to social media influencers such as Christy Fermin, Augie Diaz, Cian Gasa, and other more social media influencers or social media content creators, as they say, who are not trusted enough because all their spills or all the rumors rather that they spill on their pages can be based on their own judgment and can be subjective enough. And second one is to learn how to validate your data. This agrees with the first one, in which we must always be skeptical on what to believe. And when we are to see or when we are to read something from a source that is not credible enough, but it seems true or it seems like it's right, or at that time, even if it came from that not credible source, it somehow looks like it's right or it's truthful. So now all you have to do is to validate or browse across the internet to find something to validate your data. So one instance of this in which I included this is that I can remember one time when an article about the Pfizer vaccine circulates that it actually is not validated by the World Health Organization, but the site that published it rather isn't even known to the mass as something reliable, but the comment section treated it as truth, and that is what we must avoid, to believe in anything we see on the internet, because anyone will post anything that can gain wide or high online engagement. So even if they know that that is not actually the truth or that is actually not validated or approved by any professional in that area, they will actually upload that one because that will gain them or that will make the post gain more engagement, in which they actually profit from. The third one is reporting contents that are dangerous or inappropriate to be seen by minors or even by young adults. So there are several pages that still finds a way to upload for pornographic contents, which is available on even on the accounts of minors. And as someone who is responsible enough, as someone who knows how those contents can affect young mind, it is a human basic decency, I must say, to report those contents, and reporting rather those contents one at a time will secure or will surely alert the owners of the website or the programmers and eventually remove it after several reports. So with those small gestures, we can slowly ensure a faster or a safer environment for the following generation. So in here we can always see a content on the social media which actually speaks about or actually promotes pornographic contents, and sometimes even children pornography or children exploitation, or not even children, like basically exploitation at all points or at all kinds. And as someone who is knowledgeable in this area, or as someone who knows how unhealthy or yes, how unhealthy those things are, we must be um, decent enough. We must be decent enough to um, report those type of contents. And the fourth tip goes for the parents or for the older siblings, and this works in creating email accounts for your siblings or children. So it is better to create an email address for a kid that is anchored to your own account for you to closely monitor the sites they visit, the videos they watch, and the game they download or they play. So in that way, we can ensure that they are not participating in any dangerous activity online. So this actually applies to me with my nephew rather, with my nephew, in which I created an account that he can use, but I anchored it to my own email account, in which I was notified when he accesses new sites or he watches new channels that are not familiar or that are actually rated not or are 13 or videos that are not supposed to be watched by anyone that is not 13 years old and above. And through that, I was actually able to monitor and block those sites or block those channels that actually promotes or that does not actually suited for him to watch. So that is the fourth tip. So fifth is the most basic thing anyone can do, which is being careful on what you put on the internet. So there is the famous adage in which, or that goes, think before you click, which is true despite it being cliche. So we are responsible on what we put on social media, and we are partly responsible on how it will affect the minds of the young or the minds of those who are thinking those or who are watching those or seeing those posts. And I'm not talking about posts about your life or a photo of you or a photo of how good your life is or how bad everything is going on, but I'm talking about the things that can be derogatory for other people or news that can be harmful to anyone, especially if they are not validated or not true. So we must always be responsible in using the social media. And we are believed to be the hope of the nation. Yes, I'm talking about us, youth. And therefore, we must be one. We hold a strong power when it comes to change. We are strong piece of change. We can be actual agents. And from us standing our ground or knowing what we want and not being swayed by the currents of the other generations is a step. And we must raise awareness about misinformation, exploitation in any kind, and on the dangers of social media. We must stand firm against crime on social media and even in real life. We must be warriors for the younger generation. We must, in any way, make the social media and the world safer for them to be safe from what we encountered on our generation. And let us start from now. That's one thing that I actually want to make as a point. Let us start from now. Let us be awakened and let us be armored. Let us be warriors. And the fact that we are actually tasked to be warriors for the social or for the future generation is something that may not be our responsibility, but as of now, I want us to be warriors for ourselves first. Let us be warriors in which we know what we want and what we must be protected from, and by that way, we are able to build a safer environment by armoring ourselves or being a warrior for ourselves and cleaning or making the social media safer now for the future generation. Let us unite to become armored warriors for tomorrow, for the younger generations and for the current generation. So that, I think, sums up our symposium for today. And thank you for anyone who listened, and let us please prove Jose Rizal's line, which is youth is the hope of the nation. Let us be armored because we, youth, yes, we are the hope of the nation.